If you are starting law school in the fall or in the spring, watch this video. If there's not anything else that you watch on my page, watch this video because I'm going to drop some real gems. Hi, I'm Aaliyah, your favorite pretty law student, and I am a current 2L. And I'm going to give y'all the tea on how to have a smoother, easier process, not easy, but easier process your 1L year in law school, starting day one. Get a Quinnby membership. They're not the cheapest. They run about $100+, but you can pair up with like a friend in law school and y'all can share that account because it allows up to 2 users. Quinnby provides case briefs and all that good stuff. They provide outline, they provide video, like cartoons of all the cases. Every single case that your professor will assign you, it's on Quinnby. Get a Quinnby membership. And let me just throw this out here too. Do your readings the first few months, but as you get the hang of it, do not read all those dang pages. And I'm sorry, don't fight me. You do not have to read all those dang pages. Honestly, lawyers are not about to read every single thing. They're going to kind of skim the important parts and get what they need out of things. Because that's what you have to do anyway when a client's talking to you. You have to get to the important part. Your school, well, my school gave us a free Barbary 1L course. Utilize Barbary. They cover every single subject your 1L year. They provide videos, practice questions of all the different topics of each subject, like contract, civil procedure, torts, all that. It's very useful. The videos are kind of long, but you can get through. Another platform is Themis. They're basically just like Barbary, but Themis, they have shorter videos. So if you don't, because I'm not gonna lie, them Barbary videos can be like 2 hours long. If you don't want to sit there and watch it that long or like have to stop and start it, then you could just do Themis. Like, it's the same concept. They have practice questions, practice essays. Both Barbary and Themis have that. Quinnby has that as well, but Quinnby's more so like short 10-15 minute videos, which is good. I honestly utilize all three. Get as much knowledge as you can, but you need Quinnby, and you can either pick Barbary or Themis or both. It doesn't matter. Part 2 on how to be successful in law school coming in as a 1L. I've already briefly went over all the platforms you should use, like Quinnby, Barbary, and if you haven't seen that video, go to my page and watch it. Next, I put all my money on this man. I am not sponsored in any way. Studicata on YouTube. It is free. He goes over literally everything, and he will help prepare you for your final exam essay. In every class, I owe this man everything. I hope the grass is always green where he's at. I hope the sun always shines where he's at. If you do not do anything, guys, utilize Studicata on YouTube. And he also has a paid lesson platform off of YouTube, but honestly his YouTube is useful enough. It literally teaches you how to issue spot. It teaches you how to write your essay, where to start. If you're one of those people where you just struggle with where to start, or like you don't really know what to say, he literally gives you breakdowns, like maps it out for you, structure everything. Studicata is literally the only reason I really know how to write an essay, honestly. So utilize Studicata. He will help you out tremendously. Honestly, in law school, I'm going to be real with you. No one knows what you're doing and you're guessing. So Studicata kind of gives you because your professors are just going to show you, maybe some of them will show you past essays, but they won't necessarily walk you through it in class or anything. But Studicata, he has videos walking you through what to think as you're reading the fact pattern on your exam, and just kind of gives you a very great outline, mapping out what you should be thinking, question that you should raise in your essay, and things like that. Next, I will say, if you really want to be successful as a 1L, as a law student in general, utilize your TAs if you are blessed to have some. Go to your TA office hours, go to your professor office hours. Those are very important. At the end of the day, I'm going to be real with you, and this is something that I realized very late in law school, and I probably could have been a straight perfect student had I utilized this sooner. And that is utilizing office hours and learning exactly what your professor wants to see in your final exam essays, what they want to hear, what structure they prefer. For instance, they might want CREAC over IRAC. You never know, but you have to learn your professors. That is the most important thing on surviving law school as a whole, because honestly, you can know every single fact about every single subject, but if you do not write those facts on that exam, in that essay, how your professor prefers to see it and read it, you can very much fail that class. You can have the same essay as another student, right? Say every other student wrote it exactly what you wrote, but they wrote the keywords that your professor always says in class that they want to hear, and they wrote it kind of the structure that your professor's wanting to see it as. You could have all the knowledge of the course but fail because you didn't learn your professor and you did not write that essay exactly how your professor wants to see it. And it's a preference thing, because at the end of the day, your professor is reading all your essays and grading all your essays. So you can know everything under the book, but if you don't know your professor, you're already way behind everyone else in your class. So learn your professor. That's very important. That's probably the most important thing ever. Honestly, learn your professor, learn your professor, learn your professor. Also, I know we already don't have time. We're already busy all the time, already tired. Write some practice exams. If your professor or even your TAs, I know they're busy people, but oftentimes if you ask them like, hey, like, can I do a practice exam for you? Can you read over it? Tell me what you like, what you don't like. That's a great way to learn your professor and learn what they like and don't like. And they'll really go over it, give you notes, because you only have one shot if you do not do practice essays with your professor beforehand to get a grade. We get 1 grade out of the whole semester, and that's make it or break it. So definitely write practice essays either for your TAs or for your professors or both, so you can learn what they want to see in an essay and kind of work on it and get that repetition, because it'll put you ahead of everyone, because you'll already kind of really know what your professor's looking for. And if you go to their office hours, they're going to tell you what they're looking for. And also, your TAs scored the highest in the course. That's why they're the teaching assistants. So you can really go to their office hours, write a practice exam for them. They'll go over it. They may be way more available than the professor, because at the end of the day, the professor's one person. There's hundreds of people in the class. But the TAs, it's usually multiple. Not every school has TAs, so it just depends on what school you go to. But yeah, definitely utilize that.